Okay, guys, I have to go to the store and get a couple things. Pop. Soda, pop, whatever you guys call it. Pepsi. How about I just call it Pepsi? And you guys make fun of me. All right. Air Genie. All right. Yeah, I took all my meds today. I didn't take them last night. Brittany. We're going to talk about Brittany. Hold on. I told you guys I get myself in some crazy situations, okay? So I told you guys I get myself in some craziness, okay? All right. So a couple years ago, I started developing this friendship with this girl. She would come in and watch my lives. This is when I was going live on TikTok, when I first started going live on TikTok. And she would come into my YouTube live. So she's been around for quite a while. Well, Brittany was married, okay? With, you know, without getting into details, they had their own marital problems, right? They weren't happily married, but she was married, right? So, but Brittany would always contact me, you guys. This, for 2 years, we've been internet friends, okay? She would message me, she would talk to me. She really, like, got me through some dark moments, right? I should make my life a series. I probably should. So Brittany, the sweet soul that she is, has no kidneys. She had a rare kidney disease. And you guys, I'm saying this because she is live on TikTok all the time, and she tells her own story. So her story is not private, it is very public, because she wanted to teach, she is teaching everybody the signs of kidney failure, okay? I'll find her TikTok name in a little bit. I don't know what it is, but she's also on YouTube. Brittany has 7 kids with this man, okay? And her marriage had been falling apart for years, all right? And I just, you know, just started finding out over a couple years. You know, I didn't always know that the first year or two, I didn't know. I just thought she was happily married, okay? But then when I would talk to her on the phone, which is very rare because I never talked on the phone before, I could hear in the background him telling her, get off the phone. And I don't want to go there, okay? Just, you know how a man is, disgusting. Men are vile. The things I get myself into. So she lives in Michigan, and I went to go see her a couple times while she was in the hospital, right? Because I never went to her house. Or did I? Oh no, I was there at the hospital when her husband visited with the kids, the younger kids. She's got adult kids and younger kids. So we would always message back and forth, right? That never stopped. And to me, of course, it was a friendship. We're you know, I went to visit her because I knew she was one of my followers, and I knew that she was not doing good. There are times where I did not think Brittany was going to make it, okay? Because she has no kidneys. She hasn't peed in 3 years, okay? And before the doctors in the comments, the Timu doctors, start their shit, go to Google and look it up yourself. You can live with no kidneys. And she did dialysis all the time. She would tell me her husband wasn't visiting her. Nobody was visiting her. She was in the hospital by herself. I didn't live too far. I'm in Indiana. She is in Michigan. So I drove the hour to go see her a couple times, and took her a little gift, and, you know, ordered food, and just kind of spent time with her, right? Because I did not think that Brittany would still be here with us today, which I don't know how she is. She's a warrior, whatever. Exactly, Jesse. Now, she's not saying anything bad about you. I know she's not talking bad, but now everybody's over here asking, hey, why haven't you ever told us about Brittany? Because I don't always bring my friendships to the internet, okay? I like some things that are private, and so we kept she had her platform, I had mine, and we just kind of left it offline. I did not know that Brittany likes girls. I did not know that. Okay, Brittany has always been married. In my eyes, you're a married person. I don't want nothing to do with it, right? Actively living in the same home. No. So she would talk to me about her problems with her husband, and I would try to kind of help her, like, but, you know, my advice is leave that fucking man, because fuck that. It's 15 years of this bullshit. No, done. And I think maybe that's not what she always wanted to hear. She wanted to hear that everything's going to be okay, and I'm sorry, but he's out there cheating, he's doing this, he's doing that. He's a dog. Leave it. Why are you fucking... You're in the hospital, he's at your house in your marital bed with another woman. I mean, what in the fuck? So... Mandy. And so, Brittany, we have this friendship. We're going over years, texting back and forth, messaging, emailing, sending gifts. I was sending her a lot of gifts. She would be online, and she's like, you guys, I got... So, being in healthcare and in the hospital scene, I know once you get into the ER, if you're in the ER for 8 hours, they're not sending you meals, right? So she sat for 12 hours in the emergency room, and she hadn't had anything to eat. So when she got to her room, I ordered DoorDash to her room. I've done that several times. I would do that for anybody that's, you know, hungry. And for her, like, and he had control of all the finances. I'll add that. He had all, and I knew that. He had control of all the finances because she was in and out of the hospital. He needed to make sure all the bills were paid. So her SSI, everything that she was getting was going into the marital bank account. And he had the cards, and he had everything. When she would get rushed to the hospital, she had nothing with her, not her bag, not her purse, and he wouldn't bring it to her because he was a fucker like that. And she will tell you guys that. We've heard stuff about it on live. Yeah, typical man. Good for nothing. And so Are we going to get into this? So Brittany recently leaves her husband. Okay? She leaves her husband, gets into her home, gets into her new home, is, adjusting to life. I'm communicating back and forth with her. There are things she needed for her apartment. So I told her to set up an Amazon wish list. I promoted it on all my stuff. She, and I ordered stuff off of it. She don't know that, but I was the anonymous donator. I was the anonymous person that was sending the gifts. Now she's going to know. I don't know if she'll even watch this, but now you guys are over there and be like, Rosie was the anonymous person. I don't care. And so she got everything for her apartment. She's on live stream today. I'm like, I'm going to check in with Brittany and make sure everything's okay. And I go in there, and as soon as she sees me go in, she's like, Rosie, I got exciting news for you. This is when all of you guys were in there. So if you weren't in there, I'm telling the story of what everybody's talking about in the chat. Yes, fuck me for being nice. Okay, so she's like, I got a message for you. Check your messenger. So I go to my messenger, and I'm checking it, and there's a message from Brittany. And she says, I'm ready. And I said, ready for, with a question mark, for us to be together. I left my husband, and the divorce is almost final. I was like, you guys, I did exactly that. I was like, I didn't know what to say. So I go downstairs and I tell Crystal, and Crystal's like, what in the fuck? She obviously believed that me and her were gonna be together, which we've never talked about that. She's never brought that to my attention. She's never even said, hey, I like you. She's never even, none of that. It was always just a friendship. I don't know what's going on in her, but yeah, she has been near death a few times. Yes, she has. So Brittany, when she said that, I messaged her back and I said, what are you talking about? I don't think we've ever talked about anything about us being together, and I'm sorry, but I've already, I'm already married, is what I told her. And she's like, oh wow, and I could tell the mood, and I'm watching her live stream, and I'm seeing all her reactions, and she starts crying, and she messaged back, and she's like, it's because I'm sick, isn't it? And it's like, no, it's not because you're sick. It's just that, what did you think this was? So it's like, I don't know, guys. I sit here and tell the story and think about it, and I'm like, Rosie, what in the fuck did you get yourself into this time? I don't know, guys. I just, I don't know. I just, hold on, guys. So, there's that situation. I gotta go inside the store. So I broke her heart. You guys don't make me feel bad. I was not, like, really trying to do that. I don't know why she... And it's like, it's not because you're sick, right? Like, because I'll be your nurse all day long. I don't care. But it's just, no, I never had feelings for her. And I'm replaying in my head all of our visits, like, what did I miss? What did I... Like, did I give her mixed signals? Did I... I think her first time or second time, at some point she had some kind of procedure, and I don't know if it was dialysis. There was a point where she had went to the hospital and she was so sick, and she called me and I could tell, and I got in my car and I went right there because, you know, every time she went to the hospital, she went by herself. Her husband never went with her. And so I would be a friend and just kind of fill those voids, those gaps that she was alone. And I didn't mean to, like, you know, break her heart or, you know, make her sad, or, but it's like, so there was a point where at some point something scary was happening. And she was having seizures, because when you don't have any kidneys and your body is not, that's why I tell everyone drink your water, because it pushes out all the bad toxins. So because it'll make you pee, and you push out all those bad toxins. Well, with her, she couldn't pee, so all those bad toxins are staying in her body, and they're filling up, and eventually it gets to your brain. And it can cause seizures, and that's kind of what happened. When I got to the hospital that night, she was having seizures. And I remember, like, she's having a seizure, and she's coming out of it, and she's crying because she doesn't know what happened, and then she'll go back right into a seizure, right? So they're calling the nurses are running around calling the doctor, trying to get orders, trying to figure out what to do. And I just pulled my chair up next to her and just was like holding her hand, and and I'm like letting her know, you know, she's not alone. I'm like, it's okay. And I think I might have been like rubbing her head or something like that. And just letting her know, like, you're not alone, because I can't imagine being in that state and just being alone. And so, yeah, Jacob. So, I'm going in the store. So, that's the story with Brittany, guys. And she ended her live. She hasn't messaged me. I thought I'm going to give her a moment, and then maybe I'll message her. Well, here's the thing. She knows not to call me because I ain't going to answer. I may now, because I'm a little more comfortable talking on the phone. But I mean, that's as close as, you know, we've gotten. And she would say, hey, you know, thank you for being there for me. And I'm like, oh, you're welcome. And I'm like, what did I miss? Like, did we have a conversation? And there's been nothing. Like, I'm going through all our conversations. I'm like, what did I lead her on? And I go back and read all the messages. I started reading all our messages, and it's just strictly platonic. Like, and so it's like, she is a very sweet girl, but Brittany is not my type. I mean, there's nothing wrong with her. She's very sweet. I think she's cute. You know. But at the same time, these guys drop boxes everywhere. Alright, sorry guys. So do I feel bad? I do, but also at the same time, guys, I know that I didn't do anything. You know? I found these cups, but I don't put coffee in them. I put Pepsi in them. And sometimes the mouthpiece is not big enough. So, I need these. Shit, that's open. What in the hell? Dollar General, you have your products fucking open. So I'm just like going through my mind, and I'm like, what did I do? Did I say something wrong? Like, you know. Yeah, I really, like, I do feel bad, guys. But, you know. I didn't even see who was here. Is it a man? If it's a man, I'm leaving. Alright guys, hold on. Alright guys. Florida man. I don't even care about Florida man. I don't even care. I don't want to have anything to do with that man. He lives way too close to me to be fucking with him. Yeah. So, here. So, Florida man, okay, this is why it is, this is why you should not be, like, doxing people or anything like that, okay? So, remember the whole, like, stalking thing and all that? Okay? These are Chips Ahoy minis. I kind of have my appetite back today, which I haven't had it in days, because I'm like, I want to order Chipotle. So guys, alright, yeah, they did, they got all those boxes picked up. That's gotta suck when you dump one of those carts with all those boxes on it. Well, there was 2 of them. If he was alone, I would have offered to help. So guys, those cookies they taste funny. Oh, the Florida Man thing. Okay, so I'm watching Florida Man for months, and not just watching him, but watching how he's terrorizing the entire internet and doing all the craziness that he's doing and doxing people and calling people's aunts and uncles and terrorizing everybody, okay? You guys, he was holding live streams for dead people. People who are dead. And I can't imagine if he's up there showing a picture of one of them. I couldn't imagine. So I could, and I'm watching all this and I'm like, this man is crazy. Okay? And he's meeting these people offline. He's stealing from their houses. He's doing the most, okay? Then it was so bad that Scam Slam had to file a no contact order against him. And when she did that, she went live, and she was in Indiana. And I was like, she said she was at the Indiana court filing a paper. And I'm like, what the hell? And so at this point, I am in communication with, what is that guy's name that used to be on panel with Scam Slam? You know, something Cadillac or whatever. I don't know what his name is. Who knows? I had a little bit of communication with him because of Discord and tattoos and Cadillacs. Yeah, there you go. So to get a message to Scam Slam, you can message her, but she gets thousands of messages. So maybe I would go through tattoos and Cadillacs. I call them tattoos. Or I would go through Polly to get to Scam Slam or something like that. And so I messaged. Maybe I shouldn't say this. Well, anyways, it don't matter. Scam Slam was live, and she said she was at a certain courthouse. You guys, I was in shock because that man literally lives 25 minutes away from me. Okay? He's terrorizing everybody. He stopped at Mallory's. Mallory lives in Indiana too. He went to the library at Mallory's school, in Mallory's town. He went to the library at in Mallory's town, got her yearbook pictures and plastered it all over the internet. Okay, this man is ruthless. And so, at this point, guys, I had decided, and when she told me that he lived there and he's 25 minutes away from me, I was like, I'm out. Like, I stopped watching those live streams. I completely checked out of it. I don't want nothing to do with Florida Man, okay? He's terrorizing people on the fucking internet. Imagine what he can do to somebody who's 25 minutes away from him. Okay? I like how he calls people out on their shit. I do like that, but do you have to fucking contact your brother, sister's, uncle, cousin's ex-best friend? Like, is that necessary? Exactly. I don't want nothing to do with it. I'm good. I am, guys. I'm just like... I would. Well, I don't talk about people, but every now and then I'd be like, Florida Man's at it again, or, like, I would get up on the panels and just sit there and, like, support people. But at this point, I had stopped doing that. I don't want to be on anyone's panel. I'm not going to be anywhere where they're talking about that man. I don't want anything to do with that fucking man at all. And it's like people will come in my lives and talk about him blocked. Like, I don't want nothing to do with it. He is. He's got several warrants in several states for cyberbullying and stalking. He does. He don't live in my county, but very close, okay? You guys, I'm not gonna even get into where he lives. I don't want nothing to do with it, guys, but just know he's 25 minutes away from me. And the guy is a fucking monster. And that's as far. I don't want to talk about him no more, guys. I'm serious. Just drop the subject. But I'm just saying, that is how, when you dox somebody and give out people's personal information, their address, their phone number, anything at all, that is how fucking dangerous it is. Because what if that... I'm just saying, guys. I'm staying under the radar with that man. No. He is. He's a crazy motherfucker. He'll be the one to show up at your fucking door. Oh, yeah, he isn't. It never stopped him. He's still at it. He's still doing it, guys. Yes, he is. I gotta get something from inside the house and drop it off somewhere. It'll take me 2 seconds. Are we ordering Chipotle? Yes, we probably are. All right, hold on, guys. No, that's when I text somebody and I said, can you confirm? Because I was in such shock that he lives so close to me. Okay? I text somebody, and I think that was Tattoos and Cadillacs. I'm like, can you confirm for me that she's talking about him and that where she's at? And he said, yes. And I said, dude, bro, he lives like 25 minutes away from me. Tattoos said, run. It was funny. I'm literally going on. Because you crybabies will start crying that you're hearing the demon. tattoos isn't any better. Yeah, no, guys. He's never done anything to me, though. I kind of like tattoos, and I think a lot of the things that people were saying about him are not true. Oh, yeah, I don't know how he does it, but he doxes people, and he will pay people for your information. Florida man's ruthless. That's enough about Florida man. Hold on. Okay. All right. No, I don't want nothing to do with that man. Okay, anyways. That's enough about Florida man. Oh, I hate when I go in the house, it smells like smoke. All right. Anyways. I had to drop something off at a friend's house. But anyways, guys, Arby's. Arby's don't sound good. But Chipotle does. Three tacos. Sound good. Alright. I do feel really bad about Brittany, guys. I do. I didn't mean for it to... Crystal's like, why do you get yourself in these situations? I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, Crystal went with me one time this year. I just thought, like, I will give her a little while. She'll message me. I'll just open a new pop when I get in there. I don't have any more hands. So... I got Sadie's bones. I got her a big bone. She hasn't had it in a while. So. Alright. Hi, Sadie. Alright. Oh shit, drop the keys. You guys, here she is. She smells her bones too bad. You want your bone? You want your bone? Look at her. Alright guys, I think I'm going to order some Chipotle. I am going to talk to her, guys, and talk to her about, you know, what's wrong with being friends? That's the problem with being in a relationship, guys. You really have to find the right person because, oh shit. You really have to find the right person because, you know, like one situation I was in, you know, she's like, she didn't want me talking to no women, no girls at all. And it's like, I am literally surrounded by women all fucking day long at work, okay? So that's not gonna work. Yeah, word. You know, it's like, don't talk to this person. Don't do it. It's like... And it's like, odds are, if you're a working person or whatever, you are going to come, even not a working person, you're going to come in contact with a woman, okay, at some point. Like, alright, I'm going to fill this pop up. I need to bring my ice in here. So, you guys, I don't know. I just know that jealousy, or I don't know, you really have to find the right person. For me, it's like, hold on. For me, it's like, I don't care, like, I care, but like, if you can't trust your partner, then why the fuck are you guys together? Right? Like, to me, it's like, if you are like that, if you're constantly, like, thinking someone's going to cheat on you, odds are it's because you're cheating yourself. And that's the way I look at it. Not to be too far away, but it's like, don't punish me because of your trauma. You know, like, that's bullshit. Alright, we're gonna get some ice. I don't know. I might get off of here, guys, because I guess we'll stay for a little bit. How's the love life? Oh, it's great. You know, I can never dump anything in the fucking sink because they always have their shit in there. Are these frozen or? Yes, Mandy. And no, she has not messaged me. Not as far as I know. But you guys, I'm not getting into the whole kidneys. If you want to know, go fucking Google it because it's true. I was there. I was there in the doctor's. You guys don't have to, in the hospital, you don't have to fucking believe her. But I'm telling you, you can live with no kidneys. Is it safe? No, it's not. In fact, you shouldn't be living with no kidneys. Like, it's... What does she think he'll pay for? You got 7 kids, I'm out. Don't ask me for help, you. No, I'm just kidding. All right. All right, guys. So I'm gonna get off of here. Order some Chipotle. I might come back unless somebody calls me that I won't be on.